Good evening and welcome to the Village Board meeting for the Village of Pleasantville. Today is Monday, March 9. If you are watching live on Monday, March 9, we encourage you to call in if you have comments or questions. Our call-in number is 769-1677. Our next work session is scheduled for a week from today, Monday, March 16 at 7 p.m. And the next regular meeting is the following Monday, March 23rd at 8 p.m. with a work session at 7. Apologize for getting started a little late. Today, in work session starting at 7, we had an informal presentation from a company called Brightview Senior Living. They are currently in contract to lease about a 7-acre parcel from the Jewish Child Care Association. This is a parcel of land that is immediately to the left of the driveway to the cottage school on Broadway. And they showed us tonight a preliminary plan, not yet a formal proposal, for a project that would incorporate about 175 units of senior living, 100 of them in independent living units, and 75 assisted living units, which would include some memory care units. So there will be a lot of discussion about that. The site is currently zoned for single-family residential and would require a zoning change in order to permit the project that they seek. So what we expect next is that the folks at Brightview will come forward with a formal proposal, at which point we will not only have public sessions on it, but also post everything on the website so that people can understand what is being proposed. At that point, we'll also find out what zoning mechanism they propose, which can be reviewed by us and accepted, rejected, or changed, depending on the review. The process will be rather similar to the process we went through a year and a half ago for the benchmark project over at the Methodist Church site, which ultimately was not approved. So lots of discussion to be had on that. But
did you mention the size of the site?
It's about a 7-acre parcel.
Okay.
So we encourage anybody who is interested to stay tuned in on that subject. I mentioned to the folks who were here tonight that signing up for our automatic emailing of village board agendas is a great way to keep an eye on what's going on. You can do that at pleasantville-ny.gov. In the left-hand column, click subscribe to news and you'll be confronted with a set of choices for the kinds of emails you would like to receive. So it's a great way to keep an eye on what's going on. A couple of other important announcements. Wednesday, March 18 is a village election. The mayor, 2 trustees, and the village justice are up for election. The voting will take place here in this room at Village Hall, 2nd floor, from noon to 9 p.m. So that's Wednesday, March 18, village election from noon to 9 p.m. At the moment, not just at the moment, the ballot at the moment has all of the candidates running unopposed. They are me running for mayor, Colleen running for trustee, Jonathan is stepping down, and Joe Stargiotti, a former member of the board, is on the ballot for Jonathan's trustee seat. And then John Curley, our current village justice, is also running for re-election on the same ballot. So again, that's Wednesday, March 18, noon to 9 p.m. One other announcement I wanted to make, and that is that Friday night was the first public use of 2 new theaters that the Jacob Burns Film Center has built. For those of you who are familiar with theater, the new wing that houses theaters 2 and 3 now has 2 small screening rooms above it that are accessed off the top floor. Theaters 4 and 5, one of them is a 36-seat theater, the other is a 31-seat theater. They've done a beautiful job. They are really, really nice places to see a movie, and the Burns anticipates using those for movies that will have a smaller audience or are appropriate for a smaller group to have a question and answer period. So anyone who's interested, I encourage you to take a look. It's a very nice and substantial investment here in the village of Pleasantville. Anybody have other announcements?
I do, sorry.
Yeah.
Our Pleasantville Strong Parent Forum was canceled last Tuesday, surprise, because of the snow. And they swear that it's not going to snow tomorrow. So it's been rescheduled to tomorrow night, and the location has been changed. So tomorrow it's at 7 o'clock at Pleasantville High School, and we've got a mother and a son coming. They're going to talk about the son's addiction and how he got through it. She's going to answer questions about what parents can look for. So we encourage everyone to come and to also bring your middle school and high school age children.
And this is a gentle and friendly reminder to please, just because there's snow doesn't mean you don't pick up after your dog. So I'm a dog lover, dog owner. It's easier to scoop it up with the snow, so just scoop it up. Don't leave it all over the place. There are still people out there walking around, so, especially in our parks. Thank you.
And then let me follow on to that. Hopefully this warmer weather is a sign of spring, but I can tell you that I've had quite a few people comment to me how difficult it is to walk around, especially on the sidewalk leading to the school. I know how tough it is for residents who live near there to deal with keeping sidewalks clear, especially in this freeze-thaw environment. But as the weather starts to warm up during the day, if folks could get out there and take advantage of the opportunity to get that ice pack chopped up and removed, that would be an enormous, enormous benefit. There certainly have been areas of the village that are important pedestrian routes that are impassable. And just to remind everybody, the code does require that within 24 hours of a snow, you clear the sidewalk to safe conditions to a width of 36 inches. So,
I just too, while we're talking about that, I just want to do another shout out to our DPW, who have just done an unbelievable job. I'm hoping that last week or this week was the last week that they need to do what they did. But you could tell when you came into Pleasantville how well it was taken care of versus other towns and villages. So thank you to each and every member of the DPW. We greatly appreciate it.
absolutely. Thank you for saying that, Colleen. In fact, we got an email last week from a woman who doesn't live in Pleasantville but was driving through and said she had an awful trip home from wherever she was going. It led her through the village of Pleasantville, but her brief visit to Pleasantville was across roads that felt clear and passable with impassable roads before and after in her trip. So an awfully nice thing to get, and another example of the fact that we've got some people out there working pretty darn hard to do a good job. So.
Do we want to mention the cavernous thing on Bedford Road? We're going to take care of it.
Mention, feel free.
Okay, so anybody going up and down Bedford Road lately toward the Old Village has noticed there is a canyon there now on the east-west side of it. I spoke with Jeff Econom earlier, our Director of Public Works, and he has spoken to the county, and they will hopefully be here tomorrow to begin patching the pothole. Right now there's a big barrel in it. We understand that it's hard to get by it when there's traffic coming the other way. We just ask everybody to be patient, and that should be taken care of in the next day or so.
It is pretty bad.
It is really bad.
And,
But it is better than hitting it, which
Right.
I did.
we're going to have,
did?
Yeah,
Did
I
you
think-
lose your tire?
no. But it's
All-
big enough, so be careful.
all communities are going to be struggling
Yeah.
for
Oh,
quite a
it's
while
bad.
as things
Yeah.
thaw to try to put the roads back in shape. So we will all be struggling with that. Then I also wanted to mention Shane McGaffey, the president of the school board, who is in the room.
In the house?
Let me know
Doesn't
this
look
morning
like him.
that the entire school board is headed to Albany this weekend for a day of lobbying on Monday about the specific aspects of the state budget that is currently in negotiation in Albany that have a problematic impact on the Pleasantville School District. So we are on the village side a little bit less affected by some of the mandates simply because we get almost no money from the state anyway.
Right.
But we are very much affected by some of the shenanigans that are under discussion at the moment about how the tax freeze and the tax cap would be enacted, would be extended, and the idea of a circuit breaker and all that sort of stuff. More on that as this develops, but at the moment, suffice it to say that I think all of us appreciate the efforts of the school board to head to Albany and weigh in on issues of mutual concern. Enough said? I sign? Okay.
Okay.
With that, let's go to the resolutions. Colleen, 34.
Resolved that pre-check register dated March 9, 2015, covering electronic check numbers 1960 through 2013 and pre-check numbers 79962 through 80075 have been reviewed, and they are hereby approved as listed below, coming from the general fund, the water fund, the refuse fund, the capital fund, the pool fund, and the trust and agency fund, totaling $363,594.51.
Is there a second?
Second.
Comments or questions on the check register?
I just had a question about the salt
Yeah.
bill, and is it, is it for going forward, or, sort of where we are? I know Patty isn't here, but I can follow up with her. It was about 18,000.
Yeah, and I had asked
Yes.
Jeff just before he left.
That's
And what
about
did he
about
say?
right.
It's about right.
It's about
And
right.
that
No,
should-
no, I'm not saying it's not
that-
right, but are we done then?
Yeah,
Does
that
it
should
say-
be it.
Okay,
Hopefully.
okay.
But,
Well,
but we're lucky we have it.
Right.
Because a lot of municipalities
Right.
They
aren't
ran
getting
out.
deliveries.
I just didn't know if it was
yeah.
from 2 months
No.
ago, and then we would see another one coming, or if this was the most current.
That should do
Okay.
it.
And then there was
You
another,
know, God
I
willing,
have
it doesn't
one,
snow
it
again.
was like a 20.
The pool project, is that an over and above payment for the gym?
I don't,
Or is it additional because of the
we
sidewalk?
haven't
or-
approved anything additional, have we?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything additional to
No.
what we'd already approved. It's just a progress billing, to my knowledge. We can
Okay.
follow up with Patty to
All
be
right,
sure.
that's fine.
Okay.
As there's also on the last page a check to Vinco, the contractor who is working on the pool house, and I talked to the architect Jim Coleman the other day. They're laying the new tile floor, which is a concrete tile that has some embedded shells in it. The walls are all in place. The plumbing is in place. They're working on the outdoor shower now, and come Memorial Day when we open the pool, there will be a nice new look and new bathrooms.
Yay.
It's just hard for them to work at sub-zero. When they were
Yeah.
laying, they had to stop and they couldn't lay certain things because of the sub-zero.
Yeah, they brought in some portable heat,
Portable
but
heaters.
it's crazy weather. So, all in favor of the check register?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved, Mindy, number 35.
I'm not there yet, sorry. Okay. Resolved that the Board of Trustees has reviewed the minutes of the meeting held on Monday, February 23rd, 2015, and they are hereby approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Comments, questions, corrections on the minutes?
Good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved, 36.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby accepts the following donations towards the Pleasantville Music Festival. Andrew Sullivan donated $5,492.63. In Saranaco, Stephen Rank donated $5,000.
Is there a second?
Second.
Andrew Sullivan was involved in the Kickstarter campaign and collected the money and is now handing it over to the village, and Saranco has signed on as a sponsor. All in favor? Aye. Motion approved. Mark your calendar, Saturday, July 11, the 11th Annual Pleasantville Music Festival. I think the folks over at the festival will be having some reports fairly soon about their progress in booking bands. Steve, 37.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby establishes a special purpose account to receive donations specifically earmarked for VIP recreation program events.
Is there a second?
Second.
Colleen, you want to
Yeah,
comment
you
on this? You're probably the best describer.
Sure.
Yep.
This is being established because there were donations made to the rec center that were earmarked specifically for the VIP recreation program, so they needed to create a standalone account so it wouldn't get commingled with other funds.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Number 38, Colleen.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the following budget amendments. We're transferring funds for over budget accounts, $7,407 from contingent general fund to unallocated insurance general, $2,000 from senior center equipment to senior center supplies, $3,000 from nutrition part-time to senior center outside service, $1,742 from contingent water fund to unallocated insurance water, and $1,207 from pool chemicals to unallocated insurance pool for a total of $15,356. And then we're appropriating fund balance from the water fund and transferring to the water transmission and distribution for outside services, $11,170 to water transmission and distribution outside services.
Is there a second?
Second.
Comments or questions about these housekeeping amendments?
How can we be over budget in pool chemicals in March?
Well, these are amendments made to close the fiscal year, which started June 1. So I'm guessing that
retroactive
what
back.
we're talking about is moving money around to balance
Balance that out.
over.
So it's not
subscribed
current
accounts.
use, it's accrued.
No.
Well, we weren't,
It's not a
accrued.
current use, it's just.
we didn't use $1,200 in pool chemicals. So we took it from
Right,
that.
we took it
Right,
from there.
and put it in.
Oh, that's right, okay.
Put it in the
Sorry.
other
Seeing
side.
it
So,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Number 39, which is a new resolution that wasn't on our original agenda.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby appoints Gary Gibbs to the position of MEO, Motor Equipment Operator, effective March 9th, 2015, at a salary of $55,323. Said position is subject to the rules and regulations of the Westchester County Department of Human Resources and subject to a probationary probationary period of not less than 12 weeks to a maximum of 52 weeks.
Is there a second?
Second.
Many of you will know, or perhaps wish you didn't know, Gary Gibbs in his role as a parking enforcement officer. He's done a great job.
He was a member
for
of the
us.
Bee Gees? No.
He's done a great job for us in that capacity, and
Barry's lost brother.
is moving over to DPW as a motor equipment operator. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Motion approved. Congratulations to Gary, although we will be sorry to lose your face. We will need now to find a new PEO. Any further comment or questions or new business?
By one letter, though. 2 letters.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night. Thank you. We will again have a work session in a week and a regular session in 2. Wednesday, March 18, village election. Thank you.